This is magic. You know, I'll tell you something. For 2 years, since 2010, I've lived with this Christmas song, which I've become evangelical about, almost obsessive about it, and I never miss up a chance to play it on air. I played it yesterday, and I'm on record as saying that this is amongst the greatest Christmas songs of all time. I'm talking about the Florin Street Band and my favourite time of year, and I did promise yesterday that I was going to be able to speak to the producer, the writer, and the guy who plays piano on it. His name is Leigh Haggerwood. Hello, Leigh. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I sung the song as well, besides playing the piano.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that bit, conveniently. So, how frustrating is it to have one of the greatest Christmas songs of all time, yet you haven't got a hit with it?
Well, it's an interesting dilemma. It's got to be said. I've learned a hell of a lot of lessons over the past couple of years since we released it, and yeah, I'd say it's pretty frustrating. Really, it's a bit sad because, you know, this is something that I really wanted to kind of recapture what we had back in the sort of like late 70s, early 80s, where, you know, we look forward to the Christmas charts. You know, people wrote songs actually about Christmas, and that's what that's what I'm trying to do here. And, you know, the kids nowadays, you know, when I was a kid, you know, it was a magical thing. It was the soundtrack to Christmas, and that's kind of what I was trying to bring back with this song. And I hope, you know, when it eventually reaches the masses, you know, there'll be a new trend of people actually releasing Christmas songs. So it is frustrating, but we're sort of making progress.
Well, the interesting thing is that you've got something like 1.1 million hits on YouTube, haven't you?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's shot up this year. Incredible, yeah. It seems to be like spreading like by word of mouth, and yeah, it's amazing. Incredible as well is that people are singing it themselves and getting the sheet music, and so many people have got in touch and said they're going to perform it at their college and school and choir. It's really, really encouraging, yeah.
Well, it's quite interesting you mentioned schools and colleges and stuff. I managed to get into my daughter's school to see the headmistress to suggest that the kids cover it, because I thought it's a great Christmas record. It paints a lovely picture about Christmas. It was passed on to the music teacher, and she agreed as well. So I gave her a copy on CD and gave her a transcript of the lyrics and left it with them. But they haven't used it this year, so I'm going to have to sort of get stuck in again and remind them it's still there. But tell me about the video, because it paints a great picture, doesn't it?
Yeah, when I was writing the song, I imagined all the time because I'm quite visual when I write music, so I was imagining walking down the street in kind of Victorian times, so looking in on all the festivities, being a fairly sort of working class guy, looking in on like into shop windows and stuff, and just basically talking about the things that I like about Christmas, which is what the song's about really. And so I had this really strong urge to try and make a Victorian music video for it, and, you know, theme the thing as a Victorian band. So when I kind of recorded the record, at the same time I was looking for video directors and basically for people to help try and make the video, because obviously I couldn't get a record company back in because they just wouldn't, they were too scared basically. So I decided to try and do it myself, and I found a fantastic guy called Nick Bartley, and he was really, really enthusiastic, and he said, yeah, we can do this. I mean, your ideas, like the budget should be huge for that, but I reckon we can do it, you know, if we get in a lot of favours and stuff. So basically we spent about 2 months, you know, I sourced all the kind of Victorian instruments, and they did everything they could to sort of get people involved. I mean, my family and friends are in the video. It's, you know, really, I mean, it's incredible. So we ended up going to Bliss Hill, which is part of Ironbridge Museum in Shropshire, and filming their Victorian town, which is an incredible place. And we covered it in snow. When I got there, I mean, 100 cast and crew on set. It was amazing. They had these like balloons in the sky creating like moonlight on all the snow rooftops and stuff. It was just so beautiful. And a cinematographer from Los Angeles heard about it, who does like Coldplay and Beyonce and stuff, and he flew over with his crew and got involved as well. So, you know, we had these incredible people making this video, and the whole thing was just a really, really magical thing. The atmosphere on set was incredible. I mean, the final edit, when I saw it, I was just blown away by it. And like you say, the response has been incredible online.
And the video itself tells a great story about Christmas, and in such an innocent and idyllic way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah. I think, yeah, the fact that everyone's happy, you know, and smiling and sort of having fun, there's people dancing in the street, you know, brass band playing, you know, it's got all those elements, and that's something, I mean, I've since we released it, I mean, I had over 5,000 emails from people, and some of them have been so emotional and really touching. I mean, there was a lad who was 18 who had depression, and he said that he wasn't going to be with his family at Christmas. He was going to walk the streets because he didn't want to bring everyone down. And when he saw the video, it reminded him of what it's like to be together and to have a good time and at Christmas. And he said he's going to be with his family this year, you know. And he thanked me for the video. For the video, I was like really, really touched by that, you know. And it just shows you how something when you really care about it and you do it with all the best intentions, like I did with this project, so much good can come from it. And I think that's what's frustrating, is that it's so difficult to get it out there in this day and age, because generally you need a lot of money to do that. It's just frustrating that everyone hasn't seen it yet, and obviously if everyone gets behind us and sort of downloads it over the next few weeks, then we stand a chance with that, you know?
It would be great. It'd be a great Christmas present for just the music world in general, if that could be a Christmas number one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it'd be brilliant.
Well, tell me about the studio recording of it, because it was done at Sarn Studios, which of course is Trevor Horn's old studio, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was something. I mean, like I said before, I tried to do everything I could to make this the best I could do it. I mean, I've been writing songs since I was a kid, and I work in kind of media, doing stuff for TV and radio for the last sort of 10 years. And I thought, well, you know, you always end up cutting corners in what I do, you know, with the budgets and stuff. So I thought, I'm going to really go for this. So I got the English Chamber Choir. The only room I could get that was big enough to record them was Trevor Horn's main room, where he recorded Band-Aid, which is kind of a strange coincidence. And so, you know, string section, you know, all real instruments. Basically, it's the best I could get it. And it was quite an incredible experience being at Sarn. I was there for about 8 days recording it. And, you know, to me, Trevor Horn is a bit of a legend anyway. I mean, I love all of his work, and obviously I met him when I was there. In fact, that was one of those moments where I was in the canteen, and I was so in awe of him I couldn't speak to him. I went and sat down and ate his vegetarian lasagna and couldn't say a word to him. Yeah, I dreamed about having a good old chat, and, you know, I just sat there and asked him to pass the tomato sauce. But yeah, no, it was a great experience, and the guys at Sarn were really, really into it. And by the end of it, I mean, everyone was in the Christmas spirit. I think it was July we recorded it, and they went round and nicked Trevor Horn's sleigh bells, so it's got Trevor's own personal set of sleigh bells on this song.
Oh, that's a great story. That's great. You know, I have to tell you, you know, and I'm not psychic. I wish I was, but I just know that this, and it will come out the blue, but at some point, this song is going to be traditional fare, and it's going to be a seasonal anthem which you'll hear every 12 months, and you'll just go, how great is this again, you know?
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
It's just a case of hanging on in there, and it'll come when you least expect it.
Yeah, I hope so. Fingers crossed, you know.
Leigh, I can tell you, on December the 14th, we're doing Mission Christmas for Cash for Kids, which is a huge charity where we try together to raise as much money for underprivileged kids to make sure that they at least have a great Christmas. Now, last year, people were pledging money to listen to My Favourite Time of Year.
Really? Okay, cool.
So it generated something last year.
Yeah.
On the 14th, when we do another 12 hours of Christmas, I've got no doubt that it will do it again.
Brilliant, yeah.
So for that, thank you.
Oh, no. Thanks for playing it. I really appreciate it.
It's been great talking to you, Leigh.
Yeah, and you as well. I really, really appreciate your support, and, you know, everyone that's been listening to this, you know. Like I say, if you can get behind us, we can change this. We can make this happen, you know. So really, really appreciate it, everyone.
Thanks, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Lanterns lighting up the town. Peace on earth is all around. Everything is calm on Christmas Eve. There's goodwill in the air tonight. Angels sing by candlelight. Their voices carried on the wind. When carol singers gather round, when I hear that festive sound, I wanna join with them and sing. They sing a merry song, and we all sing along. A festive melody that tells us Christmas time is here. See the stars tonight, they're shining bright, 'cause it's Christmas time, and it's my favorite time of year. It's like the world is joining in. They sing a merry song, and we all sing along. A festive melody that tells us Christmas time is here. See the stars tonight, they're shining bright, 'cause it's Christmas time, and it's my favorite time of year. Christmas Eve, still believe, so excited, can't sleep. When the morning comes, church bells ring, and he's
This is Magic and the Florin Street Band and my favourite time of year. Check it out on YouTube. The video we're talking about is something really special. And it's a really special song as well. And it's only a matter of time before it becomes just one of those Christmas songs, which is essential and you just can't do without. It's beautiful. Thanks to Leigh Haggerwood from the Florin Street Band. Enjoyed the chat immensely. Merry Christmas 2012. This is Magic. Prince coming up next.